So one of my clients, in fact, a few of my clients this week have shared with me the love and the expansion, the sense of wholeness and completion that they feel within themselves after a breakthrough, after this really challenging time that we go through when we're on the journey of inner work, shadow work, addressing and loving all parts of ourselves. So through our conditioning, through our upbringing, through our lives, we develop certain patterns based on the beliefs that we have about how we're going to be safe in the world, how we're going and how we need to be in the world in order to be safe. So we develop certain patterns. There may be a pattern that you develop when you're 5 years old, maybe when your parents were going through a divorce, maybe when you started school. There's a pattern that you might have developed when you didn't feel safe, or in order to keep you safe, that will still be alive in your psyche today. The strongest patterns often form when we can't process something. So, this is what we call trauma, when we can't finish the processing of something to do with our safety, our emotions. And so these stay alive in our psyche. The work that my clients are doing is addressing, loving all of these parts of our psyche in order to feel the expansion, the love, the growth, the wholeness, the completeness within themselves, to then become the conscious creator. This is what I do with all of my work. This is where a lot of coaches, kind of people in this space, are guiding people towards, because it is the way, it's the path of individuation, wholeness. And when we are whole, we understand that we're one with the creator and that we get to create anything. Before we are on this path, we're creating unconsciously. Basically, this is the path of learning how to create consciously. And in order to do that, we must meet the parts of ourselves that are trying to keep us safe still. The 5-year-old girl or the 9-year-old boy who lives in your psyche, who created a pattern to keep you safe, but that pattern is still unconsciously running your life. I have a joke that I have a baby dragon inside of me. There's this part of me that if she feels misunderstood, or if she feels like she's not being seen or heard, she snaps, and she's like a little baby dragon, because underneath it she is this soft, squishy, little wide-eyed girl, but she comes out as fire because she needs someone to see her, see me, understand me, and so she snaps. And this is a part that I have to meet, I have to love, I have to hold and witness, and so that she doesn't control my reactions, my outcomes, and I don't have the outbursts that maybe I once had 10 years ago from a very unconscious place. So when we're able to shine light on the unconscious parts of ourselves, the shadow, and witness what they need, we're able as adult humans to give that part of us what it needs. So that baby dragon within me needs to be seen. She needs to be heard and understood. And so I can do that by giving her space within me. The world doesn't have to experience it. It's an inner game. So I can give her the love that she needs, and then that energy transmutes. She stops having such a hold over me, and I'm able to make more conscious decisions and actions, take conscious actions. And then in doing that, I don't feel so unseen in the world. I don't feel so misunderstood, because that part of me that once felt misunderstood now feels seen. She feels whole. And that is me reclaiming energy that I'm projecting out there unconsciously, reclaiming that energy and feeling that wholeness within. This is why my clients are messaging me this week bursting with love in their hearts, because they realize where they've been seeking that outside of themselves, and how parts of themselves that have felt so unloved, now that love has now been reclaimed as a part of themselves. So they're not seeking for it out there anymore, they're finding it in here. It's the same with money and abundance, wealth. There's maybe a part of us that had to really live in poverty or scarcity at once in our lives, and those patterns, we experienced it, and those patterns to protect ourselves, to make sure that we were fed, make sure we were nourished, make sure we survived, they're still alive. They're alive in the psyche, controlling decisions, but there are echoes that remain in the body. So this is how unconscious patterns, conditionings will manifest as physical illnesses if they're not addressed, because your memories live in the body. Emotions, repressed emotions live in the body. All of this work stops you from being stuck in the past, stuck in past ways of living, and takes you into a new way of living. In my last video, we spoke about collapsing time and space. This is what it means. It means you're stepping out of the past to create something new. In creating something new, you're becoming the conscious creator. This is where your manifestations, your dreams, your desires really start to take off. You start to see that you're living this beautiful, magical life because it's coming from within you, from that whole place of beauty, of magic, of abundance, of unconditional love that is one with the wholeness of the divine. You're experiencing the deeper magic of self and the universe. This is the work that I take people through in my one-to-one containers, but also in my other programs. If you feel that any of those could support you, all of the links are in the description. I'd love to know if you are working with a particular part of yourself. Take some time to reflect. Is there a piece of yourself that keeps on showing up, keeps on asking for attention? What are the patterns you're living in your life? Where is it you have the most triggers? The triggers are the clues. This is where your triggers are absolute gold. So look at your triggers, look at your repeating patterns, challenges. This is all giving you clues to the parts of yourself that need to be witnessed, needs to be seen, loved, and then you can give them what they need in order for you to kind of reclaim that wholeness, reclaim that power, and begin to consciously create your life. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Hit the like button and subscribe for more videos like this.